Chosen ones, stop for a moment and think back. In recent days, has there been an instance when a stranger suddenly smiled at you? Not a polite, fleeting gesture, but a warm, gentle smile that somehow made your heart feel inexplicably lighter. Or perhaps a brief glance from someone you've never met before, as if they were seeing something truly special in you. The light that only a chosen one carries. You might have dismissed it as mere coincidence in the rush of daily life. But what if it was actually a hidden message being sent directly to you? In today's video, we're going to uncover the deeper meaning behind these seemingly random moments. The subtle signs that the universe and heaven often use to communicate with those who are truly special with souls like yours. You'll come to realize that amid all the challenges and feelings of isolation surrounding you, you have never been truly alone on this sacred journey. Before we dive deeper, if you feel that you didn't arrive here by accident, if something inside you is quietly resonating and whispering, "This is for me," please leave a small mark below. Simply comment, "I have heard," or share the name of the country or city you're watching from right now. It's not about proving anything. It's just to acknowledge the presence of another chosen one in this sacred moment. And if you wish to keep receiving messages intended specifically for those who walk a different path from the crowd, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel quietly, because what is being revealed today goes far beyond just one video. Now, let's begin, chosen one. The sacred wisdom of Hebrews chapter 13 verse 2 gently whispers a profound truth into our weary souls. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing some have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. So this timeless reminder anchors us to the understanding that blessings often arrive cloaked in the unexpected, veiled in humility, and disguised as ordinary encounters. That simple, unsolicited smile from a passerby, that brief moment of shared humanity with someone unknown, often carries a weight far beyond its superficial appearance. It is a blessing in disguise, a divine touch sent to soothe and sustain us in ways we cannot immediately comprehend. It speaks to a deeper spiritual economy where kindness freely given can open portals to heavenly assistance, revealing the sacred in the mundane. It is not by mere coincidence that these celestial emissaries, these strangers bearing hidden blessings, materialize precisely when our spirits are most vulnerable, when our vibrational frequency is being mercilessly dragged down to its nadir by the relentless currents of negativity and the insidious whisperings of haters. In those moments of profound spiritual depletion, when the world feels overwhelmingly heavy and the shadows of unkindness threaten to consume our light, the universe orchestrates these encounters with meticulous precision. They appear as anchors in the storm, beacons piercing through the gloom, reminding us that even in our darkest hours, we are seen, we are valued, and divine. Intervention is always within reach, often manifesting through the simplest, most unassuming acts of human connection. Indeed, these benevolent strangers are not merely random individuals. They are unequivocally energy chargers, sent with a divine mandate to recalibrate and replenish our spiritual battery in what feels like a split second. Imagine your spirit as a vital energy source drained by the relentless onslaught of negativity and the emotional toxins of envy and resentment. Just when you feel utterly depleted, on the verge of succumbing to spiritual exhaustion, a look of compassion, a kind word, or that enigmatic smile from an unexpected source acts like a powerful surge of life-giving current, instantly revitalizing your inner reserves. This instantaneous recharge is nothing short of miraculous, a testament to the universe's profound care designed to lift your spirits from the depths of despair to a renewed sense of hope and resilience, affirming that you are never truly abandoned in your struggle. This seemingly brief yet deeply significant interaction serves as the universe's masterful strategy for shattering the insidious curse of isolation that the enemy meticulously attempts to weave around your very being. When forces of darkness conspire to sever your connections, to make you feel utterly alone and detached, these moments of unexpected kindness become powerful counterspells. They are divine declarations that you are not and will never be alone in your journey. That fleeting exchange with a stranger, infused with pure, unbiased energy, pierces through the veil of loneliness, dissolving the invisible threads of isolation that seek to bind you. It is a profound affirmation of your intrinsic connection to a larger benevolent fabric of existence. A direct intervention to dismantle the enemy's attempts to dim your light through solitude and despair. There is a profound divine logic behind why at crucial junctures God chooses not to employ familiar faces to deliver salvation or comfort. Often, those closest to us, despite their good intentions, can be inadvertently blinded by prejudice, their perceptions clouded by preconceived notions, past experiences, or even unconscious biases. They might be unable to see your true struggles or recognize the divine intervention unfolding, their judgment obscured by the very intimacy of your relationship. Therefore, to ensure the absolute objectivity of the miracle, to guarantee that the message or blessing arrives untainted by human preconception, God frequently dispatches strangers. These impartial messengers, free from the baggage of shared history, deliver a pure, unadulterated moment of grace, proving that divine assistance transcends human filters and arrives precisely when and how it is most needed, ensuring its authenticity and impact. That transcendent smile offered by an unsuspecting stranger was far more than a fleeting expression of goodwill. It was in essence an invisible shield meticulously crafted by divine hands, designed to deflect the relentless barrage of negative arrows flying toward your spirit that day. Imagine it as a sudden luminous energy field that materialized around you, a vibrational barrier against the unseen darts of malice, envy, and despair hurled by those who sought to diminish your light. In moments when your aura is vulnerable, thinned by the constant pressure of adversaries and the weight of injustice, this shield acts as an instantaneous reinforcement. It doesn't just absorb the impact, it transmutes the harmful frequencies, rendering them utterly powerless. The gentle warmth emanating from that smile possessed a palpable force, capable of diverting the curses, the critical judgments, and the dark intentions that had been strategically launched to destabilize your peace. It was a silent yet profoundly potent declaration from the cosmos that you are protected, seen, and defended, ensuring that no weapon formed against you, whether spoken or unspoken, could truly prosper. This shield operates beyond the realm of physical perception, working on the spiritual and emotional planes to safeguard your intrinsic serenity and maintain your energetic integrity against every insidious attack. This profound moment of unsolicited kindness, the timely intercession of a benevolent stranger, serves as an undeniable sign, a spiritual beacon confirming your identity as an earth angel and a testament to the truth that other angels instinctively recognize their own kind. To be an earth angel is to be a soul imbued with an extraordinary capacity for light empathy and divine purpose, often tasked with navigating and transforming the denser energies of the material world. You carry a unique vibrational signature, a spiritual blueprint that resonates with purity and compassion, and it is this very signature that silently communicates with kindred spirits. When another angel crosses your path and extends a hand of comfort or a simple smile, it is not a random occurrence, but a deeply orchestrated recognition, a silent, sacred affirmation that you are part of a celestial lineage connected to a vast network of benevolent beings. This recognition is a balm for the soul, particularly when you feel isolated or misunderstood, providing an invaluable sense of belonging and validation. It's the universe's way of reminding you that despite the earthly challenges, your angelic essence shines brightly, drawing forth support and connection from those who share your divine mission and understand the quiet battles you fight. This encounter reinforces your purpose, reminding you that you are not merely human, but a divine emissary walking among us, recognized and cherished by the unseen forces that guide and protect. A vital new perspective emerges when we delve deeper into these divine encounters. It is not merely the smile itself that holds significance, but the impeccable timing of its appearance, almost invariably manifesting precisely after you have endured an injustice. This synchronicity is not coincidental. It is a meticulously orchestrated event, a testament to the universe's profound awareness of your struggles. Consider the profound impact of receiving such a pure, unadulterated comfort at the exact moment your spirit feels bruised by betrayal, stung by unfair criticism, or weighed down by an unmerited accusation. This timely intervention acts as an immediate antidote to the spiritual poison of injustice, preventing the bitterness from taking root and festering within your heart. It's a deliberate counterpoint, a sudden burst of light designed to dispel the shadows of negativity that linger after a confrontation or setback. This precision in timing underscores the personalized nature of divine care, demonstrating that your experiences are not overlooked, but are carefully monitored by a higher power. It transforms a simple interaction into a profound statement, imbuing it with a healing resonance that far exceeds the superficiality of the gesture itself, offering solace precisely when your need for validation and reassurance is at its absolute peak. This perfectly timed comfort, arriving in the wake of an injustice, is the universe articulating a profound and deeply personal message. I have seen it all, and this solace is specifically for you. This declaration carries an immense weight of reassurance, affirming that no pain, no betrayal, no unfairness you have endured has gone unnoticed by the watchful eyes of the cosmos. The phrase, "I have seen it all," speaks to an omniscient awareness, a divine understanding that comprehends the intricate details of your suffering, the silent tears, the unspoken burdens, and the hidden battles you wage. It is a powerful validation of your experience, dispelling any lingering doubt that your struggles are trivial or invisible. Furthermore, the emphatic specifically for you highlights the bespoke nature of this divine intervention. It is not a generic blessing or a random act of kindness. It is a meticulously tailored comfort delivered with precision to address your unique wounds and uplift your individual spirit. This personal touch signifies that you are not just one among billions, but a cherished individual whose journey is intimately known and deeply cared for by the universe. This message fosters an unparalleled sense of belonging and profound comfort, reminding you that you are truly known, truly seen, and truly loved, fostering an unwavering trust in the benevolent forces that guide your path. Why then do you need such potent and precisely timed comfort? The answer lies in the monumental nature of the battle you are currently waging. You are facing those who are attempting to extinguish the sun with a mere handful of water. This vivid metaphor encapsulates the sheer futility and underlying malice of your adversary's efforts. You, the recipient of this divine comfort, embody the sun, a source of radiant light, truth, hope, and divine purpose, an inexhaustible wellspring of warmth and vitality. Your enemies, by contrast, are armed with only a handful of water. Their feeble lies, their shallow jealousies, their limited negativity, and their ultimately impotent attempts to douse your brilliance. While their efforts are inherently futile and destined to fail, their persistent attempts can still be draining, overwhelming, and disheartening, threatening to cloud your spirit, even if they cannot truly extinguish your flame. Therefore, this comfort is not a sign of your weakness, but a necessary sustenance for a powerful being under relentless, albeit misguided, attack. It is the universe's way of reinforcing your inner sun, ensuring your resilience, and reminding you of your inherent, unquenchable luminosity, so you can continue to shine brightly amidst the petty darkness, secure in the knowledge that their efforts are utterly, wonderfully in vain. Even amidst the most relentless onslaught, when the shadows seem to lengthen and the pressure mounts, there is an unwavering promise that shines through the encroaching darkness. This is the divine assurance that transcends human struggle and offers an anchor for the soul. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 19 resounds with this profound declaration: "They will fight against you, but will not overcome you, for I am with you and will rescue you." This is not merely an ancient scripture. It is a living, breathing covenant, a prophetic pronouncement whispered into the deepest chambers of your being, assuring you that your battles are not yours alone, but are held within the protective embrace of an omnipotent force. This divine promise serves as an impenetrable shield, deflecting every arrow of malice and every spear of deceit hurled in your direction. It reminds us that no matter how fierce the opposition, no matter how cunning the strategies employed by those who wish you ill, their efforts are ultimately futile against the might of the divine. The "I am with you and will rescue you" is a testament to an active, engaged presence, a celestial guardian who not only observes but intervenes, ensuring that your path, though challenged, remains unblocked and ultimately victorious. This steadfast presence transforms every perceived setback into a temporary detour, every moment of doubt into an opportunity for deeper faith, and every enemy's attack into a confirmation of your indestructible spirit, rooted in something far greater than yourself. It is the ultimate comfort rendering the opposition's actions inconsequential in the grand tapestry of your divinely ordained journey. This brings us to a crucial, often overlooked truth about the nature of these attacks. They are rarely about you, the person being targeted. A profound insight reveals that enemies attack you not because they inherently hate you, but because they despise the reflection of themselves when they stand before you. This understanding is a balm for the wounded spirit, immediately disarming the personal sting of hostility. It liberates you from the burden of internalizing their venom, for their animosity is a tragic projection of their own internal struggles, their unfulfilled desires, and their suppressed pains. They are not seeing your true essence, your divine spark, but rather a distorted image that mirrors back their own perceived inadequacies and fears. This perspective invites not anger or retaliation, but a profound sense of detachment, and even in moments of grace, compassion. Their attack is not a measure of your worth, but a loud, if unconscious cry from their own fractured soul, revealing the depth of their inner turmoil. Recognizing this allows you to stand firm, unblemished by their negativity. Understanding that their battle is internal, a war waged within the confines of their own consciousness, with you merely serving as an unintended catalyst for their self-confrontation. This revelation changes everything, transforming the painful experience of being attacked into a moment of profound spiritual discernment and self-preservation. Indeed, you are not merely a reflection. You are a mirror illuminating their insecurities, their profound sense of lack, and the dark, unexplored corners of their souls. It is not a conscious act on your part, but an inherent quality of your being, your light, your integrity, your peace, your quiet strength, that acts as an unbearable revelation to those who dwell in shadow. When they encounter your authentic self, unburdened by the same internal conflicts that plague them, it forces them to confront what they have suppressed, denied, or failed to cultivate within themselves. Your effortless success highlights their stagnation. Your genuine joy uncovers their underlying despair. Your unwavering faith exposes their cynicism. This is why their reactions are often so visceral and seemingly irrational. It is not you they are fighting, but the uncomfortable truth about themselves that your presence evokes. This mirror effect is relentless, showing them not just what they lack, but also the potential they have squandered, the paths they chose not to take, and the unresolved traumas that continue to dictate their reactions. This uncomfortable illumination compels them to lash out, to try and shatter the mirror, hoping that by destroying your image, they can escape the painful reflection of their own inner landscape. But the mirror remains clear and unwavering, continuing to reflect the unvarnished truth, serving as a constant, silent testament to their own unmet spiritual and emotional needs. This dynamic reveals the profound psychological phenomenon known as the projection mechanism. They throw stones at you, but they are actually throwing them at their own unhealed pain. Every harsh word, every unwarranted accusation, every act of sabotage is not truly directed at your essence, but is a desperate, often unconscious externalization of their internal turmoil. Imagine a person carrying an invisible, festering wound. Instead of seeking healing, they externalize their agony by attacking those who seem whole. Their anger isn't born of your actions, but of their own unresolved traumas, their deep-seated insecurities, their past hurts, and their present frustrations. When they accuse you of flaws, they are often articulating their own hidden weaknesses. When they criticize your success, they are expressing their own feelings of inadequacy. This projection acts as a temporary shield for them, diverting attention from their own suffering by fabricating fault in another. Understanding this mechanism is incredibly liberating. It strips their attacks of their power to genuinely wound you. Their stones are not meant for you. They are merely misguided attempts to alleviate their own agony. This profound insight allows you to view their malice not as a personal assault, but as a tragic symptom of their own unhealed psyche, fostering a detached empathy rather than retaliatory anger. It transforms the act of being targeted into a spiritual lesson, teaching you the immense power of self-awareness and the tragic consequences of its absence. In the cosmic dance of cause and effect, an immutable law of energy balance governs all interactions, ensuring that every action ripples outwards and invariably returns to its source. Thus, when they dig a hole for you, the universe, in its perfect wisdom, forces them to dig another one for themselves, and often one that is far deeper and infinitely more dangerous. This is not a vengeful act, but a natural consequence of energetic reciprocity, a spiritual principle as unwavering as gravity. Every malicious intent, every deceitful plot, every act of unkindness generates a negative, energetic imprint that cannot simply disappear. It must be accounted for. Their efforts to entrap or diminish you become the very instruments of their own undoing. The hole they meticulously craft, designed to ensnare your spirit or sabotage your path, is a metaphor for the intricate traps of karma and universal justice. They believe they are master strategists, but they are merely participating in a grander design where their negative energy inevitably boomerangs back, impacting their own lives with magnified force. This self-inflicted consequence can manifest as missed opportunities, broken relationships, internal discord, or unforeseen setbacks. It is a profound reassurance that while their actions may cause temporary discomfort, the universe itself is your ultimate protector and avenger, ensuring that those who sow discord will ultimately reap its bitter harvest, often with devastating precision. This spiritual certainty allows you to release the need for retribution, knowing that divine order is always at play, balancing the scales with unerring accuracy. They believe they are the architects of their own schemes, the grand strategists, maneuvering pieces on a personal chessboard, fully in control of your destiny and their own designs to disrupt it. Yet this perception is a profound illusion, born of a limited understanding of the universal forces at play. In truth, they are merely pawns on the universe's grand chessboard. Their every move, however malicious or calculating, orchestrated by an unseen hand for a purpose far grander than their individual capacities can comprehend. They operate under the false premise of free will, directed purely by their ego, unaware that their actions, particularly those aimed at injustice, are seamlessly integrated into a divine plan. The universe, a master strategist beyond compare, uses their attempts to undermine you as preordained challenges, not to break you, but to fortify your spirit, refine your character, and unveil a strength you might not have otherwise discovered. Their animosity becomes a tool for your ascension, their opposition a necessary friction for your polish. They are not the players. They are the pieces moved by cosmic principles of cause and effect, leading them inadvertently towards their own inevitable checks and balances while propelling you toward your destined triumph. This divine orchestration ensures that their perceived victory is but a fleeting illusion, a temporary maneuver within a game where the ultimate outcome is already secured in your favor. Fueled by this profound misunderstanding of their role, their hearts often become a vessel for the most insidious of toxins, jealousy. Jealousy in its rawest form is a poison they drink themselves slowly, agonizingly, while foolishly expecting you to die from its effects. It is a self-inflicted wound, a corrosive acid that eats away at their own peace, joy, and potential, yet it is aimed outward, projected onto you. They become so consumed by what you possess, what you achieve, or simply who you are, that they neglect to nurture their own lives, their own dreams, their own genuine happiness. This bitter brew of resentment, envy, and ill will does not touch your spirit, protected as it is by divine grace. Instead, it curdles within their own being, manifesting as constant agitation, sleepless nights, and an inability to find contentment. While they are obsessed with your perceived fortune, their own vibrational frequency plummets, closing doors of opportunity and attracting further negativity into their lives. They are caught in a tragic paradox, expecting your downfall. They meticulously orchestrate their own, draining their vitality with every envious thought and every malicious act. The very energy they expend wishing ill upon you is the energy that could have been used to cultivate their own garden, to build their own blessings. Instead, they choose a path of self-destruction, believing it to be a weapon against you, when in reality, it is a slow, agonizing suicide of the spirit, leaving them hollow and bereft. Paradoxically, the very pressure they exert, born of their jealousy and misguided attempts to harm, is not a force of destruction for you, but a crucible of transformation. They try relentlessly to break you, to shatter your spirit and extinguish your light. But in a miraculous act of divine alchemy, that pressure becomes the very essential condition needed to turn coal into a diamond. Imagine the raw, unassuming lump of coal, subjected to unimaginable heat and immense geological pressure over eons. It does not disintegrate. Instead, its atomic structure realigns, purifies, and strengthens, emerging as the most brilliant, most resilient gem on earth. You are that coal, and every challenge, every lie, every unjust attack they launch against you is a deliberate application of that transformative pressure. Their intention is to crush you, but the universe's intention is to refine you. Each trial compacts your inner resolve, sharpens your intuition, and clarifies your purpose. The heat of adversity burns away impurities, leaving behind only the pure, unyielding essence of your true self. What was once seen as vulnerability hardens into an impenetrable strength, and what felt like pain becomes the foundation for unparalleled resilience. You emerge from these trials not diminished, but more luminous, more valuable, and utterly indestructible, a shining testament to the power of divine grace operating even through the darkest of human intentions. As you undergo this magnificent transformation, remember that every lie they spin about you, every whispered slander and elaborate fabrication does not diminish your truth. Rather, it becomes a protective layer of padding, ironically ensuring that your truth will be revealed even more brilliantly later. In a world where immediate gratification often clouds discernment, the universe orchestrates a more profound revelation. When false narratives are constructed around you, intricate and seemingly impenetrable, they serve a cosmic purpose of building anticipation. The more outrageous the lie, the more undeniable and spectacular the truth will appear when it finally emerges. Think of it as a precious, fragile artifact meticulously wrapped in countless layers of protective material. When these layers are finally peeled away, the object within is not only revealed, but its beauty, authenticity, and significance are magnified by the stark contrast with the elaborate falsehoods that once concealed it. The pain of being misrepresented is real, but understanding this divine mechanism can bring immense comfort. You are not required to constantly defend yourself against every accusation. Instead, your journey is a testament to patience and faith, knowing that the universe is meticulously preparing the stage for your ultimate vindication. The sheer volume and audacity of their lies will only serve to highlight your unwavering integrity, making your eventual brilliant revelation impossible to ignore and deeply impactful to all who witness it. This profound assurance that your truth will prevail, shining through the layers of deceit, is not merely a hopeful sentiment. It is a divine promise etched into the very fabric of existence. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17 declares with unwavering authority, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." This scripture is a magnificent shield of faith, a spiritual blueprint for your protection and vindication. It confirms that every single instrument of harm, be it a lie, a scheme, a malicious intent, or a direct attack, meticulously forged by your enemies, is utterly powerless against the divine anointing upon your life. Their efforts are futile, their weapons blunted by an invisible force far greater than their combined malice. Furthermore, the promise that you will refute every tongue that accuses you does not imply a need for you to engage in endless arguments or desperate defenses. Rather, it signifies that your life itself, the undeniable unfolding of your purpose, the sheer evidence of your character, and the eventual manifestation of truth will inherently and unequivocally disprove every false accusation. Your vindication will be so clear, so profound, that their words will simply collapse under the weight of reality, their voices silenced, not by your retaliation, but by the irrefutable testimony of divine justice. This prophetic word offers immense peace, a knowing that you are divinely protected, and that your integrity will be unequivocally established, ensuring that in the grand cosmic court, the verdict is already in your favor. As the divine blueprint unfolds and the cosmic court delivers its undeniable verdict in your favor, a profound consequence begins to manifest in the lives of those who sought to harm you. It is a quiet yet utterly devastating reality. The enemy loses access to the source of peace the very moment they decide to sow seeds of malice and inflict pain. This isn't a punitive measure you impose, but an inherent spiritual law of cause and effect, where the choice to embrace darkness automatically severs one's connection to light and tranquility. Their initial act of aggression, born of envy or insecurity, becomes a self-inflicted wound, poisoning the wellspring of their own soul and leaving them adrift in a sea of restless disquiet. They are unknowingly severing themselves from the divine grace that offers solace and calm, exchanging true inner peace for a fleeting, bitter satisfaction that quickly turns to ash. This profound disconnect means that while you are being divinely shielded and elevated, those who oppose you are entering a desolate landscape of their own making, where the quiet whispers of contentment are replaced by the clamor of their own unresolved turmoil, a spiritual drought of their own choosing. Their decision to wage war against your light inevitably plunges them into an internal darkness where genuine peace becomes an elusive phantom forever just beyond their reach. They may seek distraction, temporary highs, or even external validation, but the true, deep-seated peace that comes from a clean heart and a righteous path remains irrevocably barred from them, a tragic consequence of their own destructive choices. In this spiritual dynamic where your adversaries find themselves adrift from peace, you are called to embody a different, far more powerful strategy: the thunderous silence. This is not a passive surrender, but an active, profound act of spiritual discernment and strength, a tactic wielded by the chosen one. When you, the one walking in alignment with divine purpose, choose not to react to their provocations, their insults, or their schemes, that silence becomes an echoing vacuum that dramatically drains the attacker's energy. Malice, by its very nature, thrives on engagement, on emotional friction, on the drama it attempts to ignite. Your refusal to engage your calm detachment denies them the very fuel they crave to sustain their destructive fire. Imagine throwing a stone into a boundless void. It simply dissipates its impact, lost its energy, absorbed into nothingness. Your silence functions similarly, creating an energetic void around their negativity. Their projected hatred and frustration have nowhere to land, nowhere to rebound, nowhere to gain traction. This deliberate non-reaction is a profound assertion of your sovereignty, demonstrating that you will not allow their low vibrational energy to dictate your peace or divert your path. It is a powerful message to the universe, and indeed to them, that their attempts to pull you into their chaos are futile, rendering their malicious efforts impotent and leaving them bewildered by your unshakable calm. This inner stillness, far from being weakness, becomes an impenetrable shield, deflecting their arrows and leaving them exhausted, their venom having no target upon which to expend itself. This thunderous silence, which disarms their malice by denying it a reaction, sets in motion an inevitable spiritual law, the boomerang of consequence. When they hurled their malicious intentions, their lies, their attacks toward you, they were, in essence, throwing a boomerang. And now, as you stand in your serene silence, firmly rooted in your divine protection, they are left standing, bewildered, watching and waiting, as that very boomerang of malice arcs through the spiritual skies, preparing to return and strike them with double the velocity and impact. This isn't your doing. It is the universe's inherent justice system at work, an unbreakable law of energy. Every ounce of negative energy, every word of slander, every act of sabotage they dispatched is now imbued with an amplified force set to return to its origin. Their confusion stems from their inability to comprehend this higher spiritual physics. They expected you to fall, to be broken, to react with pain, but instead, they witness your unwavering peace, and suddenly, their own destructive energy has nowhere else to go but back to them. The double velocity signifies that the universe ensures the lesson is not just felt, but deeply understood, often manifesting as unexpected challenges, betrayals, or misfortunes in their own lives. It is a profound cosmic mirror, reflecting their actions back to them, making them experience the very discomfort and chaos they attempted to inflict upon you all, without you lifting a single finger in retaliation. As this boomerang of malice inevitably returns to them, their self-inflicted torment deepens, often leading to a tragic, all-consuming obsession with you. They become so profoundly entangled in plotting your downfall, dissecting your every move, and festering in their jealousy that they completely forget the fundamental task of building their own lives. Their focus is distorted, their energy misdirected, their purpose hijacked by the very hatred they harbor. While you are diligently sowing seeds, nurturing your gifts, and constructing a future aligned with your divine calling, they are caught in a destructive loop, neglecting their own potential, their own dreams, and their own growth. They become nothing more than reluctant spectators in the unfolding movie of your success. Every triumph you experience, every blessing that graces your path, becomes a bitter pill for them to swallow, a glaring reminder of what they could have achieved had they invested their energy in constructive endeavors rather than destructive ones. Their obsession with your light inadvertently keeps them tethered to your journey, forcing them to bear witness to the very rise they desperately tried to prevent. They are tragically bound to your narrative, not as participants, but as unwilling observers, their own life script left unwritten or crumbling, all because their gaze remained fixed on dimming your shine rather than cultivating their own. This fixation becomes a heavy chain, binding them to a path of stagnation while you soar higher and higher. This debilitating obsession, this relentless focus on your journey rather than their own, has profound spiritual ramifications that directly impact their future. In the intricate tapestry of the universe, opportunities and blessings operate on specific vibrational frequencies. And as their hearts remain steeped in envy, malice, and unaddressed pain, their vibrational frequency plummets, becoming so discordant that it simply cannot unlock higher levels of opportunity. It is a universal law: low vibrational frequencies cannot resonate with, attract, or sustain higher blessings. Imagine a locked door that requires a specific harmonically tuned key. Their current state, saturated with negativity, provides only a dull, incompatible key that cannot turn the lock. Consequently, their doors of opportunity, which might have once been open or within reach, automatically and irrevocably close. Genuine progress, authentic connections, inspired creativity, and divine favor, all of these operate at a higher frequency. By choosing to dwell in bitterness and hatred, they are effectively building an energetic barrier around themselves, sealing off access to the very pathways that lead to abundance, peace, and true fulfillment. This isn't an external punishment, but a natural energetic consequence of their internal state. While your aligned vibrations attract blessings and open doors, Their low vibrations ensure that pathways to growth and prosperity remain firmly shut, leading them further into a self-imposed spiritual and material desert, a stark contrast to the verdant fields awaiting your journey. As their own spiritual reservoirs run dry and their doors of opportunity seal shut, the ripple effect of their low vibrational state extends profoundly into their relationships. Alliances forged in the crucible of shared animosity, built not on genuine connection, but on a mutual target of hatred, are inherently fragile and unsustainable. These dark pacts, often masquerading as strength, are in reality nothing more than a temporary convergence of shadows, and like shadows, they dissipate when the light or the focus of their darkness shifts. Their allies, attracted only by the destructive energy directed towards you, will inevitably turn their backs once that shared venom loses its potency, or once their own self-interest dictates a withdrawal, for hatred is a corrosive acid that ultimately eats away at its own container, leaving nothing but emptiness behind. When the common enemy, the radiant individual they sought to diminish, is no longer a viable or effective shared obsession, the very glue that held these toxic coalitions together will dissolve, exposing the hollowness beneath. These alliances are transactional at their core, devoid of loyalty, and thus when the perceived benefit of targeting you diminishes, the bonds snap, leaving them isolated in the very darkness they cultivated. Amidst this dissolution of their negative alliances and their mounting spiritual isolation, there often comes a moment when your radiant spirit, guided by divine grace, extends the profound gift of forgiveness. It is a gesture born of immense strength, not weakness, and yet they will invariably mistake your forgiveness for a license to continue their harmful patterns, a sign that their past transgressions have no lasting consequence. But this perception is a grave misjudgment, for in reality your act of forgiveness is a profound and permanent goodbye from your aura, a spiritual decree of separation that irrevocably severs their energetic ties to your being. It is not an invitation to re-engage, but a sacred boundary, a declaration that you release them from your emotional landscape, from your heart, and from your future. This forgiveness is a cosmic release, not an unearthly pardon. It is a powerful, energetic cleansing, a meticulous scrubbing of your spiritual self from any lingering residue of their malice, ensuring that their darkness can no longer penetrate your light. Your aura, now unburdened, becomes an impenetrable sanctuary, signaling to the universe and to them on an energetic level that the chapter of their influence in your life is definitively closed, allowing you to ascend freely while they remain bound by their own choices. With their destructive alliances crumbling and their energetic connection to your light severed by your profound act of forgiveness, the universe's scales of justice inevitably tilt, leading to a swift and often breathtakingly sudden downfall for those who sought to harm you. Their demise is not a slow, agonizing descent, but typically a rapid, unexpected, and utterly irreversible collapse, much like a tower precariously constructed upon shifting sands. Every malicious word uttered, every calculated scheme, every effort to trip you up was unbeknownst to them, a grain of sand eroding their own foundation. They built their perceived power on the flimsy ground of hatred, jealousy, and deceit, rather than on the bedrock of truth and genuine endeavor. Thus, when the tides of cosmic justice turn their entire edifice, lacking any true spiritual or moral anchoring, crumbles with astonishing speed. There is no lingering, no second chances. It is a finality that leaves them bewildered and stripped of all they thought they controlled. This swift retribution is a testament to the universe's unwavering commitment to balance, a vivid demonstration that all energy sent forth eventually returns, often with magnified force, to its sender. They find themselves exposed, powerless, and utterly undone by the very forces they ignorantly unleashed against you. And in the profound aftermath of their rapid and irreversible collapse, a divinely orchestrated moment of vindication will unfold, a scene of poetic justice that they will be compelled to witness. For as Psalm chapter 23 verse 5 so powerfully confirms, God prepares a table before you in the very presence of your enemies. Imagine this sacred tableau. Amidst their downfall, their desolation, and their bewildered regret, you are not only surviving but thriving, seated at a bountiful table, overflowing with blessings, peace, and abundance. This is not a hidden victory. It is a public testament to your divine favor, a triumphant feast laid out precisely where their eyes, once filled with scorn and malice, can clearly behold your unshakable prosperity. This act is a potent declaration from the divine, affirming your righteousness and celebrating your unwavering faith. It is a living sermon preached not with words, but with an undeniable display of grace, demonstrating that no weapon forged against you can ever prevail. They will be forced to observe the very joy and peace they tried to steal from you, now magnified and celebrated in their direct line of sight, a powerful and humbling lesson in the ultimate triumph of light over darkness. This moment of public vindication is followed by a silent yet profound suffering for those who sought your harm, the crushing weight of late regret. It is a punishment far heavier than any external consequence, a gnawing realization that transcends mere defeat and delves into the depths of their own mistaken judgment. For in their relentless pursuit to diminish your light, to obstruct your path, and to weaponize their envy, they unknowingly cast aside a truly invaluable connection. They will come to see in the cold, stark light of their own self-inflicted isolation and barrenness that the very person they targeted was not an adversary to be conquered, but a potential wellspring of grace, an embodiment of light whose presence, even if indirect, offered them an opportunity for reflection, for growth, for a glimpse of a different, more elevated way of being. Your very existence, your gentle strength, your unwavering faith, and even your silent forgiveness were in essence a profound gift, a benefaction that, had they not been so consumed by their own shadows, could have perhaps illuminated their own dormant potential for good. This dawning awareness that they consciously chose to sever ties with a source of purity and spiritual elevation, that they actively worked against the very energy that could have uplifted them, will prove to be their most agonizing torment. They did not just lose a battle, they lost access to a higher vibration, to an unspoken blessing, to a reflection of hope they desperately needed, but vehemently rejected. The true tragedy for them is not your triumph, but their own irrevocable forfeiture of what you inherently represented, a chance for redemption, a beacon of true prosperity rooted in divine alignment, and a living testament to a path they could never walk because they were too busy trying to trip you. In moments of profound loneliness, a pervasive sadness often descends, threatening to engulf our spirit. Yet what if this solitude is not a punishment, but a sacred pause, a deliberate act of divine separation? Consider it a spiritual quarantine where the cacophony of worldly distractions is intentionally muted, allowing for a deeper introspection and realignment of your soul. This is not abandonment, but an invitation to quiet the external noise and listen to the whispers of your inner truth. This period of isolation serves as a vital, protective shield, guarding the nascent purity of your life's sacred purpose. Before you are fully fortified, before your spiritual resilience is robust, the divine hand gently draws you away from influences that could subtly infect or derail your path. It is a crucial incubation, a sacred holding space where negative energies and toxic distractions are kept at bay, ensuring your true essence remains unblemished and vibrant. This divine sequestering is a testament to the preciousness of your calling. Indeed, this phase mirrors the profound journey of a caterpillar, which withdraws into its silent cocoon, not to perish, but to undergo a magnificent, albeit unseen, transformation. Within this protective shell, profound alchemical changes are occurring, restructuring its very being in preparation for an entirely new existence. Your current stillness is precisely this, a quiet, chrysalis moment, where despite the outward inactivity, an incredible spiritual metamorphosis is unfolding within you, preparing you for an emergence far grander than you can now imagine. It is within this profound stillness, this sacred pause from the world's clamor, that your inner senses awaken and sharpen to an extraordinary degree. Your intuition, no longer dulled by external noise, becomes a finely tuned instrument capable of perceiving truths far beneath the surface. You will find yourself discerning intentions, recognizing authenticity, and understanding the unspoken with a clarity that borders on prophetic insight, truly seeing through people with just one knowing look. This sharpened perception is a precious gift of solitude. And as you delve into this internal refinement, enveloped in prayer and silent seeking, understand that help is not only envisioned, but actively dispatched in parallel, often in the most unexpected forms. While your heart cries out, the divine hand is simultaneously stirring another soul, perhaps a complete stranger, prompting them with an undeniable urge to offer a kindness, a word, or a simple, reassuring smile. This subtle orchestration of synchronicity ensures that even in your deepest solitude, you are never truly alone, as heavenly aid is always being quietly marshaled on your behalf. This divine orchestration is a profound testament to a truth echoed through the ages, captured in the timeless wisdom of Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. It speaks to the ultimate sovereignty of the divine, reminding us that even when human intentions are steeped in malice or misunderstanding, a higher purpose is always at play. What was meant to harm you, what felt like a setback or betrayal, is being meticulously rewoven into the fabric of your greater good. This isn't mere optimism. It is the deep, unwavering conviction that every thread of your experience, even the darkest ones, is being used to craft a masterpiece beyond your current sight. Just as Joseph's brothers intended him grave harm, selling him into slavery and believing they had removed him from their path forever, God was simultaneously setting the stage for his elevation, positioning him to save an entire nation. In your own life, the pain of rejection, the sting of betrayal, or the quiet ache of loneliness you now endure often originates from circumstances or individuals who may have harbored ill will or at least failed to understand your true worth. Yet it is precisely within these moments of perceived detriment that the divine hand works most mysteriously and powerfully. This phase of isolation, this period of being quarantined, is not an accident but a divine redirection meticulously designed to protect your purity and sharpen your purpose. It's a sacred alchemical process where the dross of human ill intent is purified and transmuted into gold, where every tear shed becomes fertile ground for a harvest of strength, wisdom, and an unshakable connection to your ultimate destiny. You are being positioned, not punished, for an unfolding glory that only isolation could cultivate. This powerful truth extends profoundly into the realm of human relationships, especially during these periods of profound personal growth. If you find your social circles shifting or certain friendships fading away, understand this not as a loss, but as a deliberate act of divine pruning. The departure of fake friends is not a void to be mourned, but a purposeful clearing of space, an opening created for the arrival of those truly meant to walk with you. These are the divine connectors' souls, dispatched by the universe with precision, whose purpose aligns with yours and whose presence will serve your highest good. The pain of watching cherished connections dissolve can be agonizing, yet it is often a necessary crucible through which your discernment is refined and your spiritual path clarified. These friendships, though once seemingly essential, may have inadvertently anchored you to lower vibration, distracting you from your true calling, or even subtly draining your energy. Their departure, while initially heartbreaking, is a profound act of grace, removing the energetic blockages that prevent genuine, purpose-driven relationships from flourishing. Divine connectors are not simply fair-weather friends. They are individuals whose spirits resonate with yours on a deeper, soulful level, appearing precisely when their specific wisdom, support, or influence is most needed. They arrive as catalysts, mentors, collaborators, or simply as genuine mirrors, reflecting your own inherent light. They validate your journey, inspire your growth, and hold space for your authenticity. This clearing is not an abandonment. It is a sacred invitation for true alignment, making room for connections that are not merely superficial, but divinely ordained and deeply enriching, propelling you forward with grace and profound understanding. The very essence of this period of solitude and realignment is a profound curriculum in self-mastery. A critical lesson delivered by the universe itself. You are being gently yet firmly guided away from the often faltering support of human dependency and towards the unwavering, infinite wellspring of the divine. This is a crucial distinction to learn to rely not on the transient strengths or opinions of others, but to anchor your entire being solely in the source, the ultimate provider and sustainer of all life. It is in this radical shift of allegiance that true power and unshakable inner peace are forged. This journey of self-mastery is an invitation to shed the fragile illusion that human beings can be your ultimate source of validation, security, or even happiness. While human connection is a beautiful gift, placing the weight of your entire well-being on another person is an unsustainable burden for both parties. The universe, in its boundless wisdom, is meticulously dismantling any external crutches you might have unconsciously leaned upon, compelling you to discover the unyielding strength that resides within you, a strength directly connected to the divine. This doesn't mean forsaking human relationships entirely, but rather transforming them, allowing them to become expressions of mutual support and shared purpose rather than desperate dependencies. It is about cultivating an internal reservoir of resilience, drawing directly from the infinite wisdom and unconditional love of the Source, thereby becoming a beacon of stability for yourself and others. This period of quiet introspection and reevaluation is precisely where this profound spiritual muscles are developed, preparing you for a life of unshakable purpose, rooted not in fleeting external circumstances, but in the eternal embrace of the divine. Yet even as divine help is continually being dispatched, and these profound lessons in self-mastery are unfolding, a common human tendency often blinds us to its arrival. We frequently engage in heartfelt prayers for assistance, earnestly petitioning for specific outcomes or interventions, only to inadvertently reject the very help we seek because it doesn't manifest in the exact form we anticipated. Our expectations, often confined to material blessings or conventional solutions, can become self-imposed barriers, preventing us from recognizing the boundless creativity of the universe's provision. True divine aid seldom arrives in a neatly packaged box. It often comes disguised, demanding our open hearts and discerning eyes. Consider how often we pray for financial relief, expecting a sudden windfall only to overlook the unexpected job opportunity that aligns perfectly with our skills, or the simple casual advice from a stranger that leads to a breakthrough. We yearn for a clear sign, a dramatic intervention, yet the universe often speaks in whispers through serendipitous encounters, a fleeting smile, or an unforeseen path opening up. This is where our conditioned minds, accustomed to linear expectations, can tragically miss the subtle, profound ways the divine operates. The help you are praying for may not appear as a stack of money, but as the courage to start a new venture, the discernment to walk away from a draining situation, or the timely introduction to someone who holds a key to your next step. It might not be a grand, miraculous gesture, but a quiet moment of clarity, a surge of inner peace, or the seemingly insignificant act of kindness from an unexpected source. Therefore, cultivate an expansive awareness, a willingness to transcend your preconceived notions, and an acute sensitivity to the myriad forms in which grace chooses to manifest, lest you miss the very blessings you have been so earnestly requesting. This brings us back to the power of the subtle, the profound impact of the seemingly insignificant. That stranger who met your gaze and offered a simple, gentle smile, a momentary connection in the vast tapestry of life, may not have delivered material goods or tangible solutions to your immediate challenges. Yet their presence, their genuine human warmth, carried something far more precious, something immeasurable in its value. They brought the pure, vibrant frequency of hope. In times of quiet struggle and uncertainty, this energetic offering is the most vital fuel for your spirit, a spark to reignite your inner light. Hope, Unlike a monetary gift, cannot be quantified or spent, yet its power to uplift and transform is unparalleled. It is an energetic signature, a vibrational beacon that can penetrate the deepest shadows of despair, reminding you that possibilities still exist, that light will inevitably follow the darkness. That simple, unassuming smile from a stranger serves as a powerful conduit for this frequency. It communicates an unspoken message. You are seen. You are not alone. There is goodness in the world, and it is extended to you. It's a gentle reassurance from the universe itself, whispered through an unexpected messenger, affirming that even when everything feels overwhelming, the wellspring of optimism has not dried up. This subtle infusion of hope recalibrates your internal compass, shifting your perspective from one of scarcity to one of potential. It nourishes your soul in a way that material possessions cannot, providing the emotional and spiritual sustenance necessary to navigate your current path with renewed courage and an invigorated spirit. It is the silent, profound gift that tells you unequivocally to keep believing. Building upon this revelation of unexpected hope, we must now confront a profound internal barrier that frequently obstructs the flow of divine grace into our lives: the subtle yet pervasive power of prejudice. It is an insidious mental filter shaping our expectations and blinding us to the true nature of blessings. We often fall prey to the human tendency to categorize, to judge, based on superficial markers, social status, outward appearance, perceived wealth, or even the familiar comfort of our own tribe. Yet a crucial spiritual truth reminds us: do not let prejudice stop you from receiving. God, in His infinite wisdom and often unconventional methods, frequently chooses to hide His most precious treasures in what appear to be ordinary clay jars. This isn't just a poetic metaphor. It's a divine strategy designed to test our discernment, to deepen our faith, and to teach us to look beyond the transient packaging to the eternal essence within. It compels us to shed our preconceived notions of how help should arrive, challenging us to recognize that the most profound gifts are rarely delivered on silver platters by those we deem worthy by worldly standards. Instead, they often emerge from the most unassuming sources carried by individuals we might ordinarily overlook or even dismiss, ensuring that our reliance remains not on the messenger, but on the unwavering source from which all blessings emanate. This profound principle finds one of its most vivid and challenging illustrations in the biblical narrative of the Good Samaritan. It is a timeless parable that dismantles our comfortable hierarchies and exposes the deep-seated prejudices that can prevent us from both giving and receiving true compassion. In this powerful story, a man brutally beaten and left for dead on a treacherous road is bypassed by those who, by societal and religious standards, held positions of high esteem and supposed moral authority, a priest and a Levite. Their status, their knowledge, their public piety did not move them to act. Yet help ultimately came from a Samaritan, a member of a group deeply despised and ostracized by the Jewish community of the time. This was not merely an act of charity. It was a radical act of love from the other, demonstrating that genuine humanity and divine intervention are not bound by social acceptance, religious affiliation, or perceived worthiness. The Good Samaritan, the ultimate ordinary clay jar in the eyes of many, became the vessel for God's mercy, proving unequivocally that true compassion often blossoms in the least expected places and through the least expected hands. This example compels us to reconsider our internal filters, urging us to question whom we deem capable of being a conduit for divine grace, and perhaps more importantly, from whom we are willing to receive it without judgment. Therefore, the profound lesson of the Good Samaritan and the metaphor of ordinary clay jars calls us to cultivate an exquisite sensitivity, a heightened spiritual awareness, to recognize God's signature even on the most ordinary people and in the most mundane occurrences of our daily lives. The divine is not confined to grand miracles or lofty pronouncements. It is meticulously woven into the fabric of everyday existence, manifesting in whispers rather than roars. This sensitivity means paying close attention to a casual piece of advice offered by an acquaintance that suddenly illuminates a path forward, or the unexpected gift of a book whose pages seem to speak directly to your deepest questions. It can be found in a passing smile from a stranger, a poignant connection to the very spark of hope we discussed earlier. A simple act that, though fleeting, carries a potent frequency of affirmation and kindness. These seemingly insignificant moments are not random. They are divine breadcrumbs, subtle affirmations, and gentle nudges from the universe orchestrated by a benevolent hand. To overlook them is to miss countless opportunities for guidance, comfort, and insight, simply because we expect God's voice to thunder from the heavens, rather than echo in the gentle, everyday exchanges of human connection. It demands an open heart, a quiet mind, and a willingness to see beyond the superficial, allowing us to perceive the sacred in the seemingly secular, the extraordinary in the ordinary. This cultivated sensitivity inevitably brings us face to face with what can be considered the test of humility, a profound internal challenge that gauges our willingness to receive divine blessings without the impediment of ego or societal status. If God indeed chooses to manifest His grace through ordinary clay jars, or individuals we might perceive as lower than ourselves, a child, a humble laborer, a societal outcast, or simply someone whose life path doesn't align with our preconceived notions of success. Are we truly willing to bow down, metaphorically speaking, to accept the blessing? This test penetrates deep into our pride, asking if we can set aside our learned prejudices, our social conditioning, and our personal superiority complexes to acknowledge the divine essence flowing through any messenger, regardless of their perceived standing. It's about recognizing that the true value of the blessing lies not in the status of the giver, but in its divine origin and the purity of its intent. Can you genuinely receive wise counsel from someone you deem less educated, or accept a helping hand from an individual whom society has marginalized? The ability to humble oneself, to genuinely receive from any source through which God chooses to work, is not a sign of weakness, but of immense spiritual strength. It liberates us from the shackles of human judgment and opens us fully to the boundless impartial flow of grace, regardless of the vessel it chooses to employ. This understanding is profoundly affirmed by Scripture, providing a solid theological anchor for our journey of discerning and receiving grace. James chapter 1, verse 17 unequivocally confirms that every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights. This powerful statement liberates us from focusing on the perceived flaws or humble origins of the messenger, redirecting our gaze to the ultimate source of all beneficence. Whether the blessing arrives through the smiling stranger, the compassionate Good Samaritan, a timely piece of advice, or a gifted book, the intrinsic goodness and perfection of that gift do not originate from the human conduit. Instead, they are direct emanations from the Father of the heavenly lights, a reference to God's unchanging, pure, and luminous nature, devoid of any shadow or shifting. This verse reassures us that no matter how ordinary or unexpected the delivery mechanism, the divine origin of true blessings remains constant and untainted. It calls us to transcend the superficiality of appearance and perceived status, reminding us that our ultimate gratitude and reliance should always be directed towards the one true giver. Recognizing this truth allows us to receive with an open heart, knowing that God can use anyone, anything, and any circumstance to pour His perfect gifts into our lives, cementing our faith not in fleeting human vessels, but in the eternal, unwavering source of all good. Building upon the profound truth that every perfect gift originates from the Father of heavenly lights, we are called to a crucial act of spiritual discernment, respecting the messenger, yet never idolizing them. This vital distinction reminds us that while we must be grateful for the conduits through which divine grace flows, our ultimate reverence and worship must remain fixed on the source. Consider the mailman who diligently delivers a precious package to your door. You would express thanks for his service, perhaps even offer a kind word. But your true gratitude, your profound appreciation, is directed toward the sender of that invaluable gift. To mistakenly elevate the messenger to the status of the sender is to misplace our faith, distort our perspective, and risk disappointment when human vessels inevitably reveal their imperfections or limitations. It is a subtle but dangerous error that can divert our spiritual energy from the eternal to the ephemeral, from the flawless giver to the fallible bearer. By honoring the instrument but worshiping the Creator, we maintain the purity of our spiritual connection, ensuring that our reliance is solely on the source, the unchanging wellspring of all good things, rather than on any human agent, however instrumental they may be in our journey. This clarity of focus on the divine source often reveals surprising manifestations of grace, particularly through the most unexpected interactions. Have you ever wondered why that stranger, amidst your deepest sadness or most profound loneliness, offered you a genuine smile? It was not a random act of courtesy. It was a divine recognition, a subtle acknowledgement that your aura, your inner light, was so profoundly strong, so unmistakably present, that it radiated even through the veil of your current sorrow. Despite the tears in your eyes, the weariness in your heart, and the battles you were silently fighting, the spiritual essence within you was emitting a powerful, unshakable frequency. This period of quarantine from worldly noise, this time of sacred isolation, has not diminished your spirit, but rather purified and intensified it, much like a diamond is formed under immense pressure. That smile was a reflection a mirror held up to your own inherent divine glow, signaling to you that even in your perceived weakness, you carry an undeniable strength, a luminous presence that cannot be obscured by external circumstances. It was a gentle whisper from the universe confirming your intrinsic value and the enduring power of the light you hold. The stranger's smile was but a tangible echo of a deeper truth. The light within you, a sacred ember kindled by divine hands, possesses an inherent luminescence that no shadow can truly obscure. This radiant energy, far from being a passive glow, acts as a powerful beacon in the spiritual realm, sending forth an unmistakable signal. It is this unique frequency, calibrated to divine love and purity, that naturally draws forth kindred spirits and benevolent forces into your orbit. Just as a lighthouse pierces through the darkest night, guiding ships to safety, your inner light, forged and refined in the crucible of isolation, broadcasts an irresistible invitation to those who resonate with its truth. Your spirit, even in its quietest moments, is a living, breathing testament to the divine presence within a truth so potent it radiates beyond the confines of your physical form. This is not a light you generate by effort, but one you embody by grace. It is an intrinsic part of your spiritual DNA, a fingerprint of the Creator. And because it is divine in origin, it carries an undeniable magnetism, attracting not just attention, but resonance. It's a silent yet profoundly articulate language, spoken by your soul, calling out to other souls who share a similar vibrational frequency, those who are also aligned with kindness, compassion, and divine purpose. This process of attraction is organic, effortless, and often beyond our conscious control, a testament to the intelligent design of the universe. While you may have felt hidden, unseen, or forgotten during your period of solitude, the truth is that your intensified inner light was never truly concealed. It was merely undergoing a profound purification, preparing to shine even brighter, drawing towards you the very people and opportunities designed to support your highest good. These are the kind souls, the genuine connections, the understanding this profound truth that your inner light is an active magnetic force unlocks an even deeper realization what you carry in your spirit, the very essence of your being, profoundly shapes and manifests your external reality. Your spiritual landscape is not merely a reflection of your outer world, but rather its foundational architect. This means that even amidst the tumultuous storms that may rage externally, the true power lies within your capacity to cultivate and maintain an unshakable peace in your mind and spirit. It is not by striving to control the winds and waves of the outside world that you find calm, but by anchoring yourself in the serene harbor of your inner sanctuary. When your mind finds its stillness, when your spirit resonates with peace, the chaotic tempest of external circumstances, however daunting, begins to lose its power and will in time inevitably dissipate on its own, yielding to the harmonious rhythm you have established within. This principle is a cornerstone of divine physics, where the internal consistently dictates the external. If your spirit is burdened by anxiety, fear, or resentment, these frequencies will inevitably attract and amplify corresponding external experiences. Conversely, when you consciously choose to cultivate a state of inner peace, trust, and gratitude, you are actively broadcasting a new reality into existence. The external storm, be it financial distress, relationship conflict, or personal struggle, is often a mirror reflecting an internal disquiet. by quieting the internal chatter, by aligning your spirit with the unwavering peace of the source. You effectively change the energetic signature you are emitting. This internal shift doesn't just make the external challenges more bearable, it fundamentally alters their nature and trajectory. The storm doesn't necessarily disappear through a sudden, miraculous intervention, but rather by losing its energetic fuel, its capacity to disrupt your inner equilibrium, eventually dissolving as its resonance with your new peaceful frequency wanes. Your peace becomes the calm eye of the hurricane, eventually causing the entire system to de-escalate and dissipate around it. Therefore, do not despair in the moments of unseen effort, for your silent obedience in the dark is not in vain. It is, in fact, the most potent seed for a magnificent public harvest in the light. Every quiet prayer uttered, every tear shed in solitude, every moment of trusting God's plan, when no one else sees your struggle, is a sacred act of cultivation. Just as a farmer plants seeds in the earth, burying them from sight with the promise of future growth, your unseen devotion and perseverance during this cocoon phase are meticulously preparing the ground for an abundant manifestation. This period of isolation, of being quarantined for divine purposes, is a critical gestation, a time when character is forged, intuition is sharpened, and spiritual roots grow deep and strong. The blessings you are cultivating now in the quiet intimacy of your spirit will not remain hidden forever. There will come a season, a divine timing, when the light of public recognition and abundant blessings will shine upon all that you have faithfully tended in secret. Trust that the Father of heavenly lights sees your every sacrifice, every act of faith, and is preparing a spectacular revelation of His goodness, transforming your silent obedience into a resounding testimony for all to witness. Indeed, as your silent obedience blossoms into public testimony, you will discover that this journey has transformed you into something far more profound than just a recipient of blessings. You are now an anointing magnet. The divine work quietly done within you has imbued your very essence with a spiritual weight, a resonance that transcends the superficial allure of worldly appearances or fleeting material possessions. It is this authentic, consecrated spirit that unconsciously draws others into your orbit, not for what you outwardly display, but for the inherent light you carry, a light so strong it cannot be hidden. This spiritual magnetism is born from the crucible of your quarantine, where you have shed the layers of external validation and rooted yourself deeply in the source. People that are not attracted to your flashy appearance or material gains, they are drawn to the palpable peace, the unshakable wisdom, and the pure, unadulterated anointing that emanates from your being. They sense the divine presence within you, the quiet strength that has been forged in isolation, and they are instinctively drawn to its purity and power. This spiritual weight is your true currency, a testament to the depths of your communion with the divine, signaling to the weary, the lost, and the searching that here finally is an anchor of genuine hope and authentic connection. It is the fruit of your unwavering faith, your unwavering trust, and your commitment to the path less traveled, where the external storm could not extinguish the inner flame. Your very presence becomes a comforting beacon, a subtle invitation to experience a glimpse of the divine grace that has so visibly transformed your spirit. As you embody this powerful role of an anointing magnet, attracting kindred spirits and divine connections, you will inevitably encounter subtle manifestations of grace, like the simple, unsolicited smile from a stranger. These seemingly small gestures are not coincidental. They are often precisely tailored deliveries from the divine, meant to nourish your spirit and confirm your path. In these moments, cultivate the profound practice of instant gratitude. When such a blessing arrives, even in its most unassuming form, pause and silently thank the universe. Thank the source of all good. This isn't merely a polite reaction. It is a powerful spiritual practice that multiplies positive frequency tenfold, creating a reverberating effect in the cosmos. Every act of gratitude for the smallest blessings opens the floodgates for even greater ones, affirming your alignment with the divine flow and signaling your readiness to receive more. This silent acknowledgement transforms a fleeting moment into a sacred exchange, acknowledging the divine hand at play in the most ordinary of interactions. By consciously recognizing and appreciating these gentle nudges from above, you attune yourself to a higher vibrational frequency, amplifying the light within you and drawing even more blessings into your sphere. It's an affirmation that you see God's signature everywhere, even in the casual smile of a passerby, turning everyday experiences into profound moments of spiritual elevation and abundance. Having experienced the profound impact of a simple smile, understanding its divine origin, and the amplifying power of your gratitude, you are now called to a higher perspective to embody the very essence of that smiling stranger for others. This is the sacred flow of grace in action, a divine economy where you receive not just for your own sustenance, but so that you may generously give. Your journey of receiving comfort and hope prepares you to become a conduit for that very same solace to countless souls yearning for a sign. Just as you were held and nurtured during your period of isolation, building your spiritual reserves, you are now empowered to extend that same compassionate presence to others. Become an intentional beacon of light, a living embodiment of the hope that was gifted to you when you needed it most. Understand that the blessings you have accumulated, the wisdom you have gained, and the spiritual strength you now possess are not meant to be hoarded, but to be circulated. This is the divine rhythm of creation, receiving to give, filling your cup so that you may pour into the cups of others. When you choose to be the smiling stranger, offering a genuine moment of connection to someone who might be silently struggling, you are not merely performing a kind act. You are participating in the cosmic dance of grace, ensuring that the divine energy of love and healing continues its ceaseless flow through humanity, blessing both the giver and the receiver. And in this profound act of consciously becoming a beacon of hope, a smiling stranger for those in need, remember the immense power held within your reciprocal gesture. When you meet another's gaze, particularly one burdened by silent struggles, and offer them not just a smile, but a genuine, heartfelt smile back, you are engaging in an act of profound spiritual alchemy. This simple yet potent exchange does more than merely acknowledge another human being. It actively locks the circuit of negative energy, severing its oppressive hold, and simultaneously opens a powerful healing flow. Imagine the intricate web of energy that surrounds us. A smile imbued with genuine compassion acts as a circuit breaker, short-circuiting the despair, the fear, and the loneliness that may be consuming another. In that instant, a new circuit is opened. one of hope, connection, and divine love. You become a living, breathing testament to the power of grace, allowing the healing frequencies of the universe to flow through you and into another weary soul. This isn't a passive act, it's an intentional co-creation of positive energy, a sacred exchange that affirms life, dispels darkness, and reminds both individuals of the inherent goodness that still exists. Your smile, freely given, becomes a catalyst for transformation, an invitation for healing, and a silent yet undeniable declaration that even in the midst of life's storms, there is always a radiant light, always a path back to peace. By smiling back, you become an active participant in weaving a tapestry of light, one beautiful thread at a time, ensuring that the divine current of healing and hope continues to flow freely for all. There comes a pivotal moment in every journey where our attention, once fixated on the debris of past battles and the shadows cast by adversaries, must be decisively redirected. It is a profound act of liberation to consciously choose to stop looking back at the holes the enemy dug, those carefully crafted pits of doubt, fear, and regret designed to entrap and diminish our spirit. Dwelling on these past wounds and manipulative tactics drains our vital energy, binding us to a narrative of victimhood that does not serve our highest potential. Instead, a higher calling beckons, urging us to lift our gaze from the dusty ground of conflict and betrayal to look up to the sky, where help is not merely a distant hope, but a present reality constantly arriving. This celestial perspective shifts our focus from what was lost or taken to the boundless support and miraculous interventions that are always unfolding for those who are ready to receive. It is an invitation to embrace the truth that we are not abandoned, but are in fact meticulously guided and protected by forces far greater than any earthly opposition forces that are actively orchestrating our deliverance and elevation. Building upon this foundational shift in perspective, we are then empowered to make an even more profound strategic move to leave the chessboard of manipulators entirely. This isn't about conceding defeat or abandoning the fight. It's about recognizing that some games are not worth playing, especially when the rules are designed to keep you entangled in endless cycles of emotional and mental warfare. When we choose to disengage from those who seek to control, diminish, or exploit our energy, we reclaim our sovereignty and our peace. The most potent and undeniable form of vengeance against those who wish us ill is not to engage them in their petty schemes, nor to lower ourselves to their level, but to rise above it all with resounding success and complete happiness. Imagine the profound silence of triumph that accompanies a life lived authentically, joyfully, and abundantly, a life so full of light that the shadows of past adversaries simply cannot reach it. This is not just a personal victory, it is a spiritual declaration, demonstrating that our power lies not in reaction, but in the unwavering pursuit of our own highest good, an undeniable testament to our resilience and divine favor that outshines any attempt to dim our light. To cultivate such an unshakable inner foundation for success and happiness, we must intentionally create sacred space in our daily lives, beginning each day with a deliberate act of spiritual alignment. This means dedicating a minimum of 15 minutes of silence every morning to connect with what we might call the universal switchboard, before even contemplating touching our phone or engaging with the external world. In a hyper-connected era where instant digital gratification often hijacks our mornings, this intentional pause becomes an anchor, a sanctuary where the soul can recalibrate and receive divine downloads. This sacred silence is not merely an absence of noise. It is a fertile ground for intuition to blossom, for divine guidance to whisper its truths, and for the soul to remember its inherent power and purpose. By consciously choosing this period of quiet communion before the clamor of the day begins, we prioritize our spiritual well-being, allowing the universe to transmit its wisdom and direction directly to our consciousness. This practice ensures that our actions throughout the day stem from a place of clarity, inspiration, and divine alignment, rather than from the reactive impulses driven by external demands and digital distractions. It is in this stillness that we truly prepare our inner compass for the journey ahead, ensuring that every step is guided by a higher intelligence and purpose. Just as we prepare our spirits through sacred silence, it is equally imperative to manage our body and finances with diligent care, for these are the practical vessels through which divine blessings manifest and flow. Our physical body is the sacred temple that houses our spirit, the very instrument through which we experience the world, contribute our gifts, and receive the abundance that awaits us. Neglecting its well-being, whether through poor nutrition, lack of movement, or chronic stress, diminishes our capacity to fully embody and enjoy the coming prosperity. Similarly, our financial landscape, often overlooked in spiritual pursuits, represents the energetic current through which material blessings are exchanged and sustained. Preparing this vessel means cultivating responsible stewardship, understanding that a strong financial foundation provides not only security, but also the freedom to pursue our highest calling without undue worry. The prophetic insight is clear. A rain of blessings is coming, and it will be torrential, an overwhelming outpouring of grace and opportunity. If our vessels, our bodies, and our finances are ill-prepared, unmanaged, or fractured, we risk being unable to contain, utilize, or even fully perceive the magnitude of what is being sent our way. To prepare well is to demonstrate readiness, to amplify our capacity, and to create the necessary channels for this divine deluge to flow freely and constructively into every area of our lives, transforming mere potential into tangible, lived reality. With our spirits aligned and our physical and financial vessels prepared, the ultimate step is to walk by faith, a principle that transcends mere hope and becomes an active creative force. This means truly understanding and embodying the profound truth: don't wait to see it, to believe it, and you will see it. This is a fundamental reversal of conventional wisdom, challenging us to move beyond the limitations of our current perceived reality and to step into the quantum field of possibility. Faith in this context is not a passive waiting for divine intervention, but an energetic declaration, an unwavering conviction that our desired future is already an existing reality in the spiritual realm, merely awaiting its manifestation in the physical. To act as if you have already won is to tap into this creative power to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the victorious outcome you envision. It is to live from the end, projecting the energy of success, joy, and abundance into every moment, thereby drawing those very experiences towards you with an irresistible magnetic force. This powerful stance dispels doubt, accelerates manifestation, and transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Because when you truly believe you have already won, your entire being becomes a beacon signaling to the universe your readiness to receive and embody the glorious victory that is undoubtedly yours. As we walk by faith actively manifesting our victories, an essential faculty must be sharpened: the capacity for keen discernment. The path of accelerated manifestation, while abundant with promise, is also rich with experiences designed to refine our perception. This is where sharp discernment becomes our invaluable compass, guiding us through the intricate dance of life's unfolding. It is the sacred ability to use your intuition, that quiet, unwavering inner voice that resonates with divine truth, to know with profound certainty who truly serves as an angel in your journey, a genuine helper sent to uplift and support your progress, and who presents themselves as a test, an obstacle not meant to derail, but to strengthen, clarify, or redirect. Not every outstretched hand offers genuine assistance, nor every challenge signifies a dead end. Some individuals may appear to offer aid, yet carry an energy of manipulation or depletion, while others, initially perceived as adversaries or stumbling blocks, are in truth catalysts for growth, forcing us to discover latent strengths and unforeseen pathways. Trust your inner knowing. It is a direct line to universal wisdom, an ancient guide encoded within your being, capable of piercing through illusions and revealing the true nature of every person and situation. This discerning power is crucial for safeguarding your energy, aligning with your highest good, and ensuring that every step forward is indeed a step toward your destined triumph, separating the wheat from the chaff on your sacred journey of transformation. With this heightened discernment guiding our interactions and decisions, the next powerful act in materialization is to concretize the whispers of your soul. Write down your vision. The ethereal realm of thought, however potent, requires a bridge to the tangible world, and that bridge is the written word. Ideas, brilliant and transformative as they may be, often remain fleeting specters within the confines of our minds, lacking the solid ground necessary for manifestation. To commit your vision to text is to perform an act of sacred intention, transmuting abstract possibility into a concrete declaration. It is the first undeniable step of materialization, akin to an architect drawing a blueprint before the first brick is laid, or a composer notating a score before the first note is played. Writing clarifies focuses and anchors your aspirations. It brings coherence to scattered thoughts, lends weight to desires, and imbues your intentions with an undeniable force. Each word penned is a vibrational frequency sent into the universe, a command issued for its realization. This physical act of writing transforms vague dreams into defined goals, nebulous hopes into actionable plans, and internal stirrings into external directives, creating a tangible contract between your inner world and the outer reality you are determined to shape. It is a powerful affirmation, a map for your journey, and a testament to your unwavering commitment to bring your most profound dreams into being. Having cast our vision onto the page, creating a tangible anchor for our dreams, we must then tether ourselves to an even greater truth. a timeless wisdom that transcends our own limited perception. This profound guidance is beautifully articulated in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. This instruction is not merely a spiritual platitude. It is a foundational principle for navigating the all too often unpredictable terrain between vision and manifestation. Our human understanding, with its inherent biases, fears, and past experiences, is an insufficient compass for the extraordinary journey we are on. It is prone to doubt, susceptible to external noise, and limited by what it can logically conceive. To trust in the Lord with all your heart means to surrender the need for absolute control and complete foresight, embracing a divine intelligence that orchestrates details far beyond our grasp. It is an act of profound humility and immense strength, acknowledging that a higher benevolent force is at work, guiding and aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways we could never engineer. By submitting our ways, our plans, our efforts, our very being to this universal wisdom, we unlock a flow of grace that straightens crooked paths, clarifies confusing junctions, and opens doors previously unseen, ensuring that our written visions are not merely aspirations, but destined realities unfolding with effortless precision. As we trust in this divine orchestration and witness the unfolding of our meticulously crafted visions, a profound inner metamorphosis inevitably begins. Do not be afraid when you see yourself changing. Indeed, welcome it as the most beautiful confirmation of your alignment with destiny. This transformation is not a process of losing yourself, but rather a powerful, necessary upgrade of your very being, a shedding of the old paradigm to embrace the elevated version of who you are becoming. The person who dared to dream, to prepare, to walk by faith, and to trust beyond their own understanding cannot remain the same. The old fears, limiting beliefs, and conditioned responses, once comfortable anchors, will begin to feel restrictive and foreign. This discomfort is a sign of growth, a signal that you are outgrowing the outdated shells that no longer serve your expansive potential. Embrace the fluidity of this evolution. You are not losing your essence. You are refining it, distilling it, and allowing your truest, most powerful self to emerge unburdened and unbound. Each shift in perspective, each newfound strength, each release of a former attachment is a testament to your courageous journey, an undeniable mark that you are not merely moving forward, but ascending to a higher frequency of existence, fully equipped to embody the monumental blessings that are pouring into your life. In this magnificent process of upgrading your version, as your light shines ever brighter and your power expands, you may find that external noise attempts to penetrate your sacred space. Remember this profound truth: enemies are loud because they are hollow. You are quiet because you contain infinite power. The cacophony of criticism, doubt, and negativity from those who operate from a place of fear or scarcity is merely a desperate attempt to fill their own void, to project their inner emptiness onto your burgeoning success. Their loudness is a symptom of their lack of fragile defense mechanism against the undeniable truth of your rising. But you, rooted in faith, grounded in your vision, and embodying your upgraded self, operate from an entirely different realm. Your power is not in aggression or overt display, but in the deep, unwavering stillness within. It is the quiet confidence that needs no external validation, the profound wisdom that finds its strength in peace, and the infinite wellspring of creativity and resilience that flows silently yet potently through your being. Let their noise be a distant echo, unable to penetrate the sanctuary of your inner calm. For true power, like the deepest ocean, is often the most tranquil on the surface, its immense force residing in its depth. Your quietude is not weakness. It is the resounding testament to the boundless, unshakable power. You embody a power that needs no explanation, no justification, and no clamor to assert its glorious presence. Having explored the foundational principles of our journey, we now turn to an active stance of profound receptivity. It is time to consciously open ourselves to the divine assistance that ceaselessly flows towards us. Place your hand gently upon your heart, feeling the steady rhythm of life within you, and with unwavering conviction, declare aloud, "I receive all divine assistance sent to me in whatever form it comes." This isn't merely a passive wish. It is a powerful vibrational alignment, a sacred invitation to the universe. By articulating this intention, you create an energetic space for miracles to unfold, signaling your readiness to embrace every blessing destined for your path. This declaration is your personal decree, unlocking reservoirs of grace you may not even realize are available. Yet merely declaring our readiness is but the first step. True receptivity demands an elevated awareness. We must cultivate a profound sensitivity to recognize the myriad ways grace manifests in our lives. Therefore, let us pray for the discernment to perceive the subtle manifestations of divine intervention, to not in our haste or our worldly preoccupations walk past angels in plain clothes. These benevolent guides, these messengers of hope and healing, often appear in the most unexpected forms. A kind word from a stranger, a sudden insight, a gentle nudge of intuition, or a serendipitous encounter. Cultivate a watchful spirit, for every interaction holds the potential for a divinely orchestrated moment of assistance, whispering secrets meant just for you. To truly make space for this new influx of grace, we must first clear the old. The journey of receiving is inextricably linked to the journey of releasing. It is imperative that we consciously choose to forgive those who have caused us pain, not out of an obligation to their deserving, but out of a profound love and respect for our own peace. Forgiveness is a liberating act, an unburdening of the heart that creates fertile ground for new blessings to take root. By releasing the chains of resentment and hurt, you reclaim your inner sanctuary, preparing it to welcome the fresh perspectives, healing energies, and abundant opportunities that are poised to enter your life. This act of self-love is paramount. Once our hearts are cleared and our spirits attuned to receive a beautiful transformation occurs, we become not just recipients, but conduits of blessing. Let us earnestly ask the divine to shape us into vessels of grace, channels through which light and love can flow to others. Consider the profound ripple effect of a simple act. Your genuine smile today extended without expectation might be the very lifeline someone else desperately needs tomorrow. Your presence, your compassion, your unwavering light can become a beacon, igniting hope in the hearts of those walking through their own shadows. This sacred exchange magnifies the blessings returned to you tenfold. weaving a tapestry of shared upliftment. Rest assured as you open your heart, forgive and strive to be a source of light. The universe conspires on your behalf. There is no need for anxiety or doubt, for help has already been dispatched to you. Imagine it as a precious package sent with infinite love and meticulous care, designed specifically for your journey. The tracking number for this divine delivery is your unwavering faith. It is the unwavering conviction in the unseen, the quiet knowing that you are supported and cherished. Now is the moment to sign for it, to unequivocally claim what is rightfully yours, to accept with open arms the abundant support that has been sent, trusting completely in its arrival. Beyond this acceptance, a profound truth echoes through the cosmos, a truth intended solely for you. You are without a shadow of a doubt a chosen one. Your existence is not random. It is intricately woven into the grand design, purposeful and divinely guided. The universe itself is not merely observing your path. It is an active participant, a cosmic architect meticulously arranging circumstances in your favor. It will, with unwavering resolve, move mountains, part oceans, and bend time to ensure your journey is not only protected, but ultimately triumphant. Every challenge you face is merely a temporary detour, every obstacle a stepping stone for the very fabric of creation, conspires to safeguard your divine progression, affirming your sacred purpose with every dawn. As you walk forward under this divine protection, attuned to the subtle promptings of the universe, signs will manifest, confirming your ascension. Consider for a moment that stranger's smile yesterday. It was no accident, no mere coincidence of human interaction. It was a gentle whisper, a profound affirmation from the universe itself, signaling an unequivocal message. The protracted battle you have fought, the trials you have endured, are decisively ending. Your long-awaited reward, that which you have yearned for, is not a distant promise, but is unfolding right in front of you, ripe for the claiming. While any lingering shadows or opposing forces are destined to self-destruct under their own weight of negativity, you, the radiant, chosen one, are poised to gloriously ascend, stepping into the fullness of your destiny with grace and power.